What do you think the chances are the horn works? Oh! Everything works there? Let's try the mirrors. The little electric mirrors. Where were those on this car? Okay, here are the door locks, the windows. Door locks work. I guess the mirrors were manual mirrors on this. It's for the lights. Lights work. Let's go see if the lights all work. Yeah, everything works there. Look how nice that looks with the top down. See, the top is sitting a little bit higher over there. We'll go see what's going on. Turn the lights off, have the hazards. See if the hazards are working. Hazards are working in the front. Let's go see out back, see if the hazards are working. Yeah, everything's working there. Oh, I had power lumbar. Let's see if the power lumbar works on this. Electric hatch. Let's try the hatch. Put the key on, ignition on. Try the power, here the little trunk. That works. I'll turn the key back off. So you got this little, I don't know what this is. We're gonna have to figure that out. Might have to send it out to figure out what's going on here. Let's try the power lumbar here. Oh, I can hear it. And it's working. I don't know if you guys can see that. That was a big stuff for 92. These little cars. We got some codes here. Look at that. I'm sure there's gonna be a little something everywhere. Got the sticker here. Car's really nice. Those tailpipes. Just like new. Probably wax it up, make it look good. I'll take the wheels off, check the brakes. We'll flush all the oil, the transmission, not the transmission since it's manual, but the differential oil. We're going to do the press stone, check out the press stone, make sure everything's good. We're going to do an oil change. Because I don't know when the last time the oil was changed. I'll look and see what it says. But there's no sticker. There's no little sticker here. Usually they put a little sticker. So I have no idea. So you see this car's in kilometers. You see it goes up to 200 and, what would that be? 230 kilometers an hour. That's what it says right there. Of course it doesn't do that, but that's a Canadian car. See how much gas is in this thing. Let me turn the key. Oh, it's got just a little bit of gas. I'll throw some gas in it just to clean up the gas a bit. Seems to be a scratch. Is there a scratch there, or is that just dirty? Oh, it's just dirty. We'll clean that up. Just a little bit dirty on the end of the... It's nice to find one of these that isn't all modified. It doesn't have a supercharge and doesn't have the short throw shifter and eye-box springs been lowered, or a Paxton supercharger and the different mufflers and just a noisemaker. Quite enjoyable to find one of these. I know when I found this car, someone just happened to tell me about this guy that had a collection. And I just said, I'm gonna give him a call just to see if maybe he would let me go look. I didn't even know he had this car. I just heard that he had some Mach 1s. And I didn't know what year the Mach 1s were. I had no idea. I'm just gonna sit down here and we'll talk about things. I had no idea what year the Mach 1s were. I had no idea. So I said, I'll give him a call. I'll see, maybe he'll let me come and see his collection. I had a little time off, and it was during the pandemic, so we couldn't do much. So I gave him a quick call. I said, hey, listen, you think I could come and see your cars and maybe look to see what you have? And I enjoy looking at cars. So I took a ride with my, I don't know if I brought my boys the first time. I took a ride out there and looked, and I couldn't believe all the stuff he had. So I said, hey, no, I didn't bring my cameras. I said, would you mind if I come back and film a bit? And then I saw this car here. I couldn't believe it. I saw this car when I pulled the tarp up, because all the cars have tarps on them. When I pulled the tarp up and I saw this, and I couldn't believe he had this. And this brought me back to when I was a younger guy and we had cars like this. We couldn't afford them when they first come out in the 85, 86. I ended up buying, I think I bought an 86 and maybe around 1989 or 90. That's what I could afford back in the day. I just had a regular little job. I was just 20 years old, working in a shop actually. I was working in a shop. I don't know how much we were making, but we weren't making a lot. And I couldn't afford to buy a new car. So I bought one that was 3-4 years old. I remember it had like around 40,000 kilometers when I bought it. I think it was an 86 GT. It was a T-top car. I remember that. It was a T-top car. It was black with the gray interior. It was fully loaded. When I bought it, it had around 40,000 kilometers, I think. 30 or 40,000, which would be around, we'll say, 22,000 miles, something like that. And it was a car that, it was so fun. You know, it kind of almost was bigger than life to me. The car was everything to me. I used to wash it all the time. I remember we put the big stereo in it. You know, that was the thing back in the day, put the big stereo in it, put the mufflers, have the windows tinted, all the works there. Go through tires once a month, putting tires on it because you're out having fun, going crazy, having fun with all your friends. Then some of my friends bought some too. And one of my friends had an RX-7, one had a Jeep, one had a Fiero, another one bought a Mustang. Two of them bought some Mustangs. One of them had a Camaro IROC. Hey, I'm trying to think of, we're talking 30 years ago. Yeah, a little over 30 years ago I'm talking about. We're just youngsters. We had our whole life ahead of us back then. Isn't that something? We had our whole life. We never knew where we'd end up. We just knew if you work hard, you could probably things would go good in life. I always said if you work hard, you'll never run out of work. If you're a hard laborer or a hard worker or do the right things. Yeah, so this car here, I just happened pull up the tarp. I had no idea this car was there. And when I pulled up the tarp, I said, I'm going to ask him if maybe one day he would sell this, because I'd heard he's a hoarder. He doesn't like to sell anything. So we went through, looked at it all. I went back a couple days later, filmed it, did a little filming. It was the first time I have ever filmed. You guys can go back. It's my first video I ever made, so it's a bit rough. Not that my videos are that much better now, but I understand a little bit more how it works. I did that. We did that car. I did the car, did everything, went through it all, looked at the serial number to make sure it was real, did the Carfax, checked with the Ford dealership where it came from. And the Ford dealership where it came from, they're closed. They don't even exist anymore. So, you know, it's kind of hard to go back in time. I could see that the car, he'd licensed it a couple times. I guess his fleet of cars, once in a while he has to license it. I don't know if it's for insurance reasons, but he licensed them all. And I think he did it early 90s. And I think he did it around 2000, and he did it around 2009. Because 2009, when he put these tires, he seems to think that he put the cars through, he had them all inspected. And the inspection here in our province, Canada, where we are, there you have to have your vehicles inspected. And the tires were starting, they were the original tires, and I guess they were cracking or they were dry. So they told him he had to put tires, so he said just put tires on it. He didn't even remember. He's got so many cars, he didn't even remember. So I tried to, you know, to figure out what was going on, because I wanted him to tell me, you know, what's going on? You know, what's the story? Because he didn't have a lot of a story on the car. you know, and you don't know what's true, what's not true, what they're telling you. You're trying to, you know, take it all at face value, but you have to try to read between the lines and read what you have. When the car was licensed, I found that when the oil was changed in it in 94, they left a sticker in the window. So, you know, I could see what the mileage was in 94. So you're just going with all that stuff, you know, you're just trying to figure it out. You ask him, but he's got so many, and he just buys them, then he'll drive them for 1 year or one summer, or this is summer because you don't drive these cars in the winter. You know, like he just bought the, we're 2021, he just bought the new Corvette. He bought a 2021 Corvette, he drove it last summer. You know, and he's the kind of guy that'll probably just not even touch it ever again. He'll drive it one summer or two and that's it. He's got like, I don't know, 15, 20 Corvettes sitting in his collection. And I think I saw a couple that had 30, 40,000 kilometers. I saw one that I think it was a 2000. I had 60,000, 63,000 kilometers. Because I just looked at the oil sticker. So it probably has less than that. Just, you know, usually when they put your oil sticker, that's when the next oil changes. So something like that. So anyway, so we're going to do stuff with this car. We're going to start going through it. Like I said, we're going to do all the oil changes, all the stuff like that. We're going to try to figure out what's going on with that little alarm system. Because I imagine if I take it off, I'm going to have to find that cluster. The cluster that goes here. We're going to have to find this new plastic piece. Because I imagine there'll probably be a little hole right there. Alright, you guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. All that nice stuff that we like. And if there's anything you want to see on the car, you just let me know. If there's anything that maybe you want to see because you're restoring a Fox body and you need some reference, stuff like that, you just let me know. You know, because this car is a perfect car for reference because it's never been touched. It's completely original. So you just let us know. You let us know in the comments, and we'll do everything we can to try to help you guys. All right. I'm out of here. See you guys.